Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Seth Christensen, who, of course, is a races late models down in the southeast, mainly around like Georgia, Alabama, Florida, just around those areas. So, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing great, Casey. How are you?
Doing good. So, you know, but since I know this is your first time on here, so why don't you just introduce yourself and kind of just tell just a little bit about you and how you're about your racing background a little bit.
Yeah, 100%. So, my name is Seth Christensen. I'm 17 years old and I live in the northeast region of Georgia. So, around like Lanier, Gresham, and all that stuff, all that good stuff. So, I started racing when I was 5 years old. I started at Lanier Raceway, actually up on the hill of Lanier Raceway. I've been quarter midget racing from 5 to 13 years old. We spent a lot of time doing go-kart racing with my dad, and his dad raced as well as him. So third generation racer. I raced late models this year and last year and a little bit the year before, but we ran pro trucks up until then. So we've kind of dipped our feet in a little bit of everything, but the late model stuff is really what I feel like at home with.
So, what's it been like running late models? How long have you been running them?
So this is my second full-time season, or actually December was the end of my second full-time season. We had a great time. I learned a lot more than I probably would have learned anywhere else, whether it was patience, skill, car control, or just anything of the sort. Freight racing has been a big help to me. Being with the program up for 2 years at this point has just been a complete game changer. Ricky Turner's been around late model racing just as a whole for I don't know how long at this point. I'd have to go ask him, but winning the Derby, winning all these big races, and just being a big part of short track racing in general has just been a big help.
Yeah. Okay. So going in from, just doing racing and all that stuff, I'm pretty sure, you have your plans set for this year. What are they?
So hopefully next year, or I guess this year in 2025, we get to go super late model racing with the freight racing group. Racing's expensive; it costs money. So right now we're just trying to build up our pocketbook. Um, we're gonna try to commit to about maybe in between 10 and 20 races, whether it's Cordele, Pensacola, Montgomery, Mobile, anywhere, Carolinas, maybe Nashville. We're gonna try and spread ourselves out, but really commit to the Southeast really, and we'll go pro late model racing with the AROL Performance Group. CB Partners has been a big supporter of mine since I was quarter midget racing. So we're gonna try and go dip our feet into some different places and cars and see how things turn out.
Yeah. Biggest thing that you took away from so far in your racing career, on track and just driving these things.
So I don't know. There's been a lot of things. Actually, the biggest thing that I've probably learned is patience. I made a pretty big mistake earlier in 2024 back in March. I just I really just got impatient. Really wasn't. 200 lap race and it's lap 50 or 60, and I just got throttle happy. I jumped the left rear of a car of another competitor and ended up wiping him out. And that was really the turning point between the year before and the entire year of 2024. I got a pretty stern talking to from Ricky and Will, and they really made me understand that patience is what wins races. You don't go out there running through everybody to go win it, chase a checkered flag. People just don't do that. These cars aren't built for it. The noses can't take it, and really just doesn't look good. If you're a team owner and you're going and scouting out these pro late model races, you're like, I don't want the kid that's wrecking people. I want the kid that's going to be patient and goes and wins races the right way. So
Yeah.
really just patience is the biggest thing right now. And that paid off. First two races at Pensacola, we were patient, stayed with our stuff and won the very first two races.
Yeah. This year I know you obviously have a lot of goals and that you want to accomplish. What are your on track goals?
Um, goals really are just go chase trophies. We're not a really big we're not too big on points racing. It's just we don't really have the budget to go points racing every single weekend. But I mean, we can go learn a lot just from going and chasing trophies. We did pretty well over at Montgomery. We had fast cars, some big flashes of some successfulness, but things happen, cars get wrecked, things turn around and happen the way you don't want them to be. So, really our goals are just to, finish every race. We don't want to get wrecked. We don't want to do anything stupid to cause that. Don't put yourself in a position for that to be caused or anything of the sort.
Off track, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of things that you've kind of learned throughout this process and you being a driver and be like, oh, I didn't know I have to do all this. It's all the things that come with outside because it takes sponsorship to go racing and obviously then there's the public side of this, like doing things like this. But what's been the biggest thing off track that you've kind of just been like, oh, this is I've learned a lot about this.
So the biggest thing that I've learned off track is that you need to present yourself the right way. There are a lot of people that don't take social media seriously. They don't take interviews seriously, or just general conversations with people seriously, and it shows. I don't want to say that I'm great at it. There are definitely a lot of things I have to learn. We're going to try and get involved with some programs that can help me with that in the future. But there's always some things you can learn no matter what level you're at. So just being able to talk to anybody, and I really wasn't a big talker up until I was racing the pro trucks and pro late models and even super late models now. It's a really big difference, and somebody that can talk to the media and talk to people, and someone who can't. It's going to be hard for someone to want to do anything with you, whether it's sponsor you or bring you along for anything if you can't talk really. So, my parents have done a great job in prepping me for things like this, like interviews like this, Casey, and things are getting better by the day.
Yeah. Where are we gonna see you next, like racing wise?
So right now, obviously the plan is going super late model racing. This is the biggest part. I think that's as far as I think we have planned. We want to go big car racing at some point. But again, that takes money. So we're gonna try and focus on the short track stuff, try and just have the best year we can, really. Show ourselves that we're marketable, that we're able to go win races, we're fast and we're patient and like I said, patience is one of the biggest parts. So hopefully we can go win some races.
Okay, so since this is your first time on the channel, we feel let's get to know you a little bit. How about that?
Awesome. Yeah, sounds great.
Okay, best racing moment you've had.
Oh, I don't know. So I have the very first race in April this year that we won by what was it, 3-4 seconds. We pulled on, Michael Grill is a really good race car driver. He's been a really good race car driver for longer than I've been alive. Augie's been a great competitor to race with. Beating him was a great moment earlier in April. 2023, the Alabama 200, first time ever with Ricky Turner, second time ever in a late model. We go and win the biggest race that I've ever been a part of. So, that was pretty cool. Having my dad there, Mr. Matt Erickson there, he's been a big supporter of mine for as long as I can remember. That's pretty special that pretty much all of my family was there too.
Yeah, yeah, it's and obviously, I mean, that's maybe if you follow short track racing, obviously winning
Yep.
that race is probably what most people know you for.
Oh yeah, tons of interviews, tons of interviews. The whole rest of the week was just I'm in school and I get a text from so and so. Hey, can you do an interview at 1? Well, I'm in class right now. Can we do it at maybe 4 or 5 o'clock? Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Also, speaking of school, I know that you've transitioned. You've gone to you all school is online for you.
Yep.
Most racers I know tend to go this route. What was it like, for you to what has that process been like trying to get through all that?
So last year it was really tough. I started my sophomore year in public school thinking, okay, well, freshman year was okay. Hopefully we can make it work sophomore year, and I was doing okay, and then halfway through the year, my principal was like, "You got to make a decision, man. You can't keep missing all these days. to go race it and be basically missing in school. So we made the choice. We made the switch over to Speed U, and Speed U's been a great help of mine. Mr. Chip Moody and Miss McKenzie have been an awesome help. They've helped me so much transitioning and doing a full year of schoolwork in one semester. So that's tough. That part's tough, but they make it easy for people like me. And this year's going to be great with Speed U.
Okay. What's what's your like go-to place for food and stuff?
For food, oh, I don't know. By the place I work, there's a Dairy Queen right down the like right at the corner. So I eat Dairy Queen quite a bit. Chicken sandwiches are pretty darn good. Uh, I'm a big chicken guy. I love Zaxby's, Chick-fil-A. Oh man, anything with chicken, really. I don't know why. I like chicken, I like steak, big meat guy.
Yeah. And I mean the good ones too. I mean that's it's a lot of protein.
Yeah, yep.
And that obviously helps with, staying healthy and all that fun stuff.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah, we try to stay healthy. It's pretty important to be in good shape with or late model racing in general,
yeah,
as you know.
absolutely. Okay. Favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Oh goodness. Days of Thunder is great, but I feel like everyone says Days of Thunder.
Yeah, everyone says Days of Thunder, Talladega
Mm,
Nights. So pick something.
Talladega Nights is great. I love Days of Thunder, man. Days of Thunder is great. Uh Probably I love Star Wars too. Star Wars, the entire series is awesome. I love it.
Okay. Um, what's a track you want to race at one day?
Berlin. I want to go to Berlin so bad. My dad and my grandfather, they race there in vintage modified cars. So, that's just on the bucket list. So hopefully we get to make that happen this year.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been there, been there a lot of times. I know.
Oh yeah.
I know Jeff Striegel is getting himself ready for another season down there at Berlin. So, um, it's up there. Of course, Jeff Striegel, the GM of Berlin Raceway.
Yep. That's right.
So, and then finally, what is something people do not know about you, Seth?
I don't know. I try to be
Like
as
an
open as
interesting fact people
possible.
may not know. Like
Oh man.
maybe people that first
Uh
meet you maybe not may not know about you. Something maybe your friends know that maybe the public would never guess about you.
I don't know. Well, I guess that's kind of stereotypical, but
No, I mean, not everybody does iRacing.
yeah, you knew exactly what I was gonna say. I play iRacing a lot, man. iRacing whenever I'm not in the car is it's awesome. It's like I'm at the track. My dad, I got a Moza, the Moza R12, the blue base and everything, the whole setup deal I got for Christmas. So it's been pretty cool. So I love to play iRacing. I had the Logitech G29, the $100 wheelbase and all that, and just I've had a blast since the beginning.
Yeah. All right. Well, Seth, thank you so much for the time as always, and best of luck in your racing season. We'll talk to you later on in the year.
Awesome, thank you, Casey.